Gone like a freight train, gone like yesterday. Gone like a soldier in a Civil War, bang, bang. Gone like a 59 Cadillac, like all the good things that ain't never coming back. Gone, gone, he's gone. What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. This is your boy, Cole Toxic. And if you're a Dallas Mavericks fan, these last year or so has not been very kind to you. You lost Luka Doncic, a generational talent, for basically nothing. But hey, recent news, you can at least sleep a little easier because Nico Harrison got Nico'd. In other words, fired. For those who don't know who Nico Harrison is, he was the former general manager of the NBA basketball team, the Dallas Mavericks, and Nico was one of the biggest reasons why Luka Doncic was traded to the Lakers for pretty much a injury-prone Anthony Davis, Max Christie, and a half bag of chips. A lot of people are saying that the Luka trade was the reason why Nico Harrison is getting fired. And from what I hear, there is some truth to it, but however, I'm someone who believes that there's more than what meets the eye on this. Nico Harrison has been doing some very questionable moves for the last several years. If you're a Mavericks fan, you would know this too well. Me, I'm not, so I only noticed it when like the majority of the people, when Luka Doncic got traded. Look, we can sit here and bitch and moan and complain all night and day about how Luka should not have been traded, and I agree, especially as someone who's not the biggest fan of the Lakers, especially right now. But what's done is done. I want to talk about some of the Nico Harrison highlight reel, and I want to talk about his some of his worst trades. Y'all remember when Jalen Brunson got traded to the Knicks for Nerlens Noel and Alec Burks? Let me say that again. For Nerlens Noel and Alec Burks. Like, Jalen Brunson was a key component in why the Dallas Mavericks made it to the Western Conference Finals back in the 21-22 season. And knowing what we know now, with Luka Doncic being the best shooting guard in the league, and with Jalen Brunson being a top 3, at least, point guard in the league now, like, we could be looking at probably the most dangerous backcourt in NBA currently. Yeah, Nico definitely sold on that. Like, low-key, that alone could probably end up winning them a ring. Like, seriously, if you had if you had post-prime Kyrie and Luka make it to the finals, imagine prime Brunson and prime Luka. But that wasn't the only bad trade that they did outside of the Luka Doncic trade. Even though this one is technically not a trade, but it's still a pickup. Next person I want to talk about is Klay Thompson. At 34 years old, and he's not even averaging 10 points a game, and Nico thought it would be a good idea to give this man $50 million within 3 years. And keep in mind, again, he's not even averaging 10 points per game. And this was only a couple months after he went 0 for 10 in a elimination game, putting an end to the Golden State Warriors season. Yeah, do y'all remember that? Because I sure as hell do. And putting Klay Thompson on the team was not inherently the problem, but he is not worth the $50 million, bro. Just trust me. Another example I want to give out is, and finally, one other trade I want to talk about is none other than Mr. Dingus Pingus Kristaps Porzingis. He was also part of the 2021-2022 Dallas Mavericks roster alongside Luka and Jalen Brunson that made it to the Western Conference Finals. And just imagine if those big three stuck together and if Jalen Brunson became the point guard he is today for Dallas. And if Luka was still Luka and if Kristaps Porzingis was on the team. Those three would most likely have a ring. Who ultimately got traded for Spencer Dinwiddie and David Bertans, or Betrained Man, or whatever his name is, which I see a part reason why, because he was injured, which I guess I kind of see that, but if Porzingis returned to form, like with like in the way he was with the Celtics, like those three, that would be a massive big three. But no, instead, Mavericks fans cannot have that. Instead, that dunce, Nico Harrison, surrounds Luka Doncic with a bunch of bums, just like himself. And good riddance, he's fired, bro, because he should not just be fired from the NBA. He should be fucking blackballed, bro. And not just from the NBA, but from professional sports in general. Matter of fact, Nico, I have a new outfit he can wear. It's called the McDonald's dress code. Get your bitch ass in that kitchen and get started on my Big Mac combo, bud. Give me my chocolate shake and give me my fries. And by the way, to go. And by the way, I don't want to trade in for like a Happy Meal. And even though I'm not a Mavs fan, I really feel for y'all. I really do. But anyway, this is kind of a little rant video I wanted to make. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't, this has been Gold Toxic. I love y'all. Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to sub to the channel if you are new. And until next time, peace.